So in Seven Psychopaths, Colin Farrell plays a drunken screenwriter who's working on a screenplay called Seven Psychopaths. And his slightly nutty best friend, played by Sam Rockwell, who is a con man, decides to try and help his friend find seven actual psychopaths to write about. Basically, he succeeds. And there you have your movie. Okay, so the hero of this film is Colin Farrell as this drunken screenwriter. He gives a fairly good performance. Maybe not quite as good as he was in Bruges or however you pronounce that, but it's a decent performance. One of his better ones, and he's interesting. Your villain is Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson is one of the psychopaths. Most of the characters in the movie are actually among the listed psychopaths. And Woody Harrelson is a decent screen villain. He's more comedic than, well, the movie is essentially a dark comedy, so he kind of has to be comedic, but it takes some of the sting out of his being as crazy and lethal as he is. Your mentor, sort of, is Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken is a retired psychopath. Uh, it's a fairly typical performance for Christopher Walken at this stage of his career. He's not the actor he was when he was young, but he is the actor he's been in for the last few years. And that's decent enough. It works in this movie. His quirkiness comes across as being a really loopy former psycho, because I think Christopher Walken actually is a really loopy former psycho. And now you have your allies, basically Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell is a psychopathic conman. He's much more psycho than he starts out in the film. He's nuts. And Sam Rockwell is brilliant at playing the whole gambit from slightly loopy to just plain nuts. So, Sam Rockwell almost makes this film. He definitely steals as many scenes as he can, and that's awesome. Your enemies, you have a bunch of random weird psychos that are kind of meh. They're okay, but they don't make or break the movie. They're just kind of there because you've got to bump up the number to seven. Why? I don't know. They could have dropped the number of psychopaths much lower. The upside of the movie. The upside of the movie is very well written. It's very well acted. It's funny, and it is extremely unpredictable. You will have no idea where this movie is going from one moment to the next. The downside, however, is how unpredictable this movie is. It is so unpredictable that not only does it not go where you're going, but it's so unpredictable that it's actually not the movie you think it is. And so as you're watching this movie, there's a very real risk, as what happened to me. It wasn't the movie I was looking for. It's not the movie I sat down to watch, the movie I was in the mood for. It was actually so different that it was a different experience than I wanted to have at the moment when I watched the movie. Now, I'm all for unpredictability, and I love movies enough so that I will sit and watch anything that's good, so it was okay for me. But I could really see someone being turned off just because they didn't get the experience that they were hoping for. This is a very weird, quirky movie, and I would recommend watching it, but not if you have a type of experience in mind that you're looking for from the film. This is a movie to watch with an open mind. In the end, it's good but not great. It's too weird, and the other psychopaths that round out the number to seven are too much weight, bringing everything else down. The movie settles out at 3 stars for me. I had a good time, but not a great one, or even a very good one. just a good one. So 3 stars.